New Jersey Republican Congressman and member of the House Judiciary Committee, Jeff Van Drew. Great to see you. Thanks for coming on here, Sunday Report. Former Education Secretary Betsy DeVos has come out in support of eliminating the department that she led. McMahon is going to be taking over at the helm. But what do you think her first bill of business will be in this role?
Well, I think to get our schools back on track, and you're so correct. I mean, our scores every year that goes by gets worse and worse as it relates to the world. Kids in school should be learning about math and history and civics and computers. There's so much to learn. There's so much that could help them to go forward in their lives, whether they go into a trade, whether they become a professor at a university or a doctor or a lawyer. It doesn't matter. But that's not what we're teaching them. We're teaching them about pronouns. We're teaching them about how they, honest to God, I know it's hard to believe, but in some school systems, they can change their sex, they can change their name without talking to their parents. We are so off track. It's so unbelievable. And if America is to lead, if we're to be the shining city on the hill, if we are to be the most powerful nation in the world, it all starts with education. I know we don't have the time. I could tell you education stories all the way up to universities and colleges where I talk to young people and they can't write down and say what they believe in a paper because then they get a bad grade. They have to regurgitate left-wing policies of the professor. It's time to end it.
And just quickly, I mean, if you do put this back on the states, do you have confidence in those states that they're going to be able to overhaul their education system?
I do, and most of all, quite frankly, I don't know how else to say it, but to say it, they can't do worse than they're doing right now at the federal level. The Department of Education, you know, what do they expect at the DOE? They've, done all the stuff I just described, everything that's wrong. Our education scores go down. If they were doing a good job, if they were focusing our students, if they were leading us into the future, then maybe, we wouldn't be thinking about that. But they're not capable of doing that. They are so political. Let me tell you, education shouldn't be left or right, Republican or Democrat. It shouldn't be socialist or libertarian. It should be all ideas are on the table. It should be an area where people can learn and young people can absorb information and look to a brighter future. I am so disparaged and disgusted with what's been going on over the years, and it has to change. Let me say this also to all the folks watching and listening out there. We're going to have a bumpy ride. We want to make significant and substantive change to bring back the America that we all know and love, this great country. And it's not going to happen easily. They're going to open the bowels of hell against us.
It's going to take some time, definitely, to overhaul this. But I want to shift real quickly here before we let you go. The FEMA scandal. The FEMA's supervisor was fired by the department for encouraging recovery workers to skip homes with Trump yard signs. You can't make this up. This is what FEMA, the director, had to say at the House Oversight Committee last week. Watch this.
There is nothing in our policies, in our procedures, in our training that would direct any employee to bypass anybody's home based on their political party.
Does the investigation include her immediate supervisors and several steps above them?
The investigation includes those that were deployed in this particular incident, and we have found no evidence that there is anything beyond this one employee's specific direction.
Do you believe anything that she's saying there? Do you believe that there is more to this and that, one, should she resign from this position? She hasn't yet. But where's the accountability here? And do you think that there are some FEMA employees that did have to follow those directions there to skip Trump houses?
Well, first of all, I'm on that subcommittee and I answer a lot of tough questions. And I got to be honest with you, I wasn't satisfied. Let's understand something. It is a culture that allows an employee or employees to believe that it's okay to do this. It's how they operate. So it was no big deal. Otherwise, they wouldn't have put it down, in the form of an email. But they thought it was okay because it's the culture over there at FEMA. As another example, the Department of Education should be concerned about educating our youth. FEMA should be concerned about disaster relief and taking care of American people who never just break their back working, never ask for anything, and finally one time they need help. And what do they find? That because of their political belief, because they're exercising their First Amendment rights. They're skipped by. They're not helping the time of their most vulnerability, most need, and needed so much help, and it wasn't there for them. And you know what else? FEMA in their budget has money for illegals, but says it doesn't have enough money to take care of people that are undergoing a disaster. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. America's tired of it. We can do better than this.
It's amazing that they bring politics into something like that when people are in need of help. I mean, those people are fighting for their lives there, their homes, and politics seem to have a play in there. I just don't get that. Congressman Jeff Van Drew, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on Sunday Report.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you as well.